Hi, my name is Miss Gearlds, and I will be doing your session today. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Cameron.
Okay, hi, Cameron. So I read a little bit about your background. I saw as an adolescent you experienced, I wouldn't say a small amount, but I see that you experienced some trauma regarding a reptile when you was at your friend's house. So could you tell me a little bit about that?
Uh, when I was younger, I had an experience when I was at my friend's house. Uh, he had a he had a pet snake at the time, and when he brought it out, he was showing it to me, and it actually bit me.
Okay. So I can understand how that could be frightening from you. So since that situation, have you encountered any kind of other reptiles, or have you touched them or been around them since then?
I've been terrified to even go around them since that.
Okay. So basically, today we're going to do something called exposure therapy. So basically, what exposure therapy is that I'm going to expose you to a reptile of some sort. So it won't be exactly as in I'm gonna give you the reptile right then and there, but I'm going to slowly work you up to being able to be in the same environment as a reptile, and then as much so as being to able to touch the reptile. So, how do you feel about that, or what do you think about that?
I feel afraid. I haven't had any experiences since I was a kid, so this will be my first time. So it's kind of terrifying still.
Okay. So basically, the exposure therapy it would kind of help address that situation by allowing you to slowly work your way up to addressing the situation of what you was once presented with, which was being bit by a reptile. Therefore, it would show you the difference between this situation and the new situation, which is being exposed to the reptile once again. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I want you to close your eyes. Think back to the day when you were at your friend's house. Think about the situation of you walking into your friend's house. Now you're walking to his room. Now you're in his room. You see a cage with the animal inside. Then your friend he takes out the reptile. How are you feeling right now?
Very nervous and scared.
Okay. So right now the snake is coming to you as he's getting ready to hand it to you. From 1 to 10, what is your anxiety at this point?
It's at a 10.
Okay. So now he's coming closer to you. What is your anxiety now from 1 to 10?
It's still a 10.
Okay. And now he's about to get ready to place it in your hands, but it has not yet reached your hands. From 1 to 10, what are you feeling right now?
Feeling very nervous.
Okay. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
10.
Okay. So now open your eyes. Okay. So now we have just completed the first step of me exposing you back to the situation of what you were presented with. So now the second step would be I actually have a reptile today in the office, and we're going to go through the process of you getting to the point to be able to touch the reptile. What are your thoughts?
It's kind of a terrifying thought.
Okay. So, do you think that the reptile might bite you, or do you think you may run away from it? Do you think you may not go towards it, or what exactly?
I feel that it's gonna bite me. Like I said, it's just a thought of everything makes it makes it like 10 times scarier.
Okay. So, let me take you back for a moment. You said, I feel that it's going to bite me. So, that was your thought. So, what are you feeling? Are you feeling upset? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling terrified?
It's kind of a mixture of anxious and terrified
Okay.
because I do want to get over this fear, but
Hmm.
I'm also terrified because I've had the experience of getting bit.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. So right now, I need you to stand up, and I want you to walk over to the cage. So right now, as you're walking over to the cage, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are just what's gonna happen. I don't know what to think.
Okay. So from 1 to 10, where's your anxiety right now?
Still a high 10.
Okay. So I want you to turn to the cage and just kind of observe it just a little bit. Can you are you observing anything that's moving inside of the cage at this given time?
No, not outside of the cage.
Okay, what about inside of the cage?
It's just looking at the reptile. Just takes me back to that image.
Okay, so now I want you to turn facing the cage. I want you to put your hands on the cage. Okay. And what are you feeling right now? What are you thinking?
What's about to happen? And
Okay. So, do you have any thoughts of why am I doing this or
my only thoughts are just what's going to happen. Like, is it going to attack me, or is it actually going to help my fear?
okay. So, right now I want you to open the cage just a tad bit. Okay. And right now, with the point of hearing that sound, where is your anxiety at this point from 1 to 10?
It's still at a 10.
Okay. I want you to slightly open it a little bit more. Okay. So, what are your thoughts right now?
My thoughts are just everywhere right now.
Okay. So, do you need to stop or can you continue to go on?
I think I can continue to go on.
Okay. So, right now, I want you to take one hand and just place it inside of the cage. Not touching the reptile, but just placing your hand inside of the cage. Okay. I'm going to count to three. And once I count to three, you can remove your hand. One, two, three. You can now remove your hand. How are you feeling at this moment?
Anxious
Okay. On this scale, where is your anxiousness? Where is your anxiety at this point from 1 to 10?
at a 10.
Okay. So now, this time, I want you to keep your hand in there a little bit longer, and I'm going to count to six. One, two, three, four, five, six. You can remove your hand. So, how are you feeling now? From 1 to 10, where is your anxiety?
At a 9.
Okay. This time, I want you to go a little closer to the reptile where the reptile is. Okay. I want you to place your hand not on the reptile, but just kind of near it. Go ahead. I'm going to count to eight this time. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Remove your hand. So now where is your anxiety 1 to 10?
Just at a 10. All I can think of is coming at me.
Okay. Okay, so now I want you to go back to the cage. Hold on, we're not done just yet. Stay at the cage. So now I want you to actually touch the lizard. But hold on, not yet. Do you in your thoughts right now? What are you thinking about that? When I say at this time, I want you to touch the lizard.
I don't think I can do it.
Okay. So I want you to actually continue on with this because the point of you being able to continue on is the exposure that I need you to get this time. But at any given time, if you feel too terrified, just let me know. So this time I want you to put your hand in the cage and touch the lizard. And I will count to five. One, two, three, four, five. You can remove your hand. So where is your anxiety?
Anxiety right now is at a 5.
Okay, so you can come back. You can come back around to the couch. Okay, so how was that experience with the point of being able to touch a lizard?
It was terrifying, but also I was very anxious.
Okay,
It's just I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what it was going to do.
okay. So was it different than the first time you experienced the reptile at your friend's house?
Yes, it was very different because this time I took a different approach to it.
Okay, okay. So basically, what we have just experienced was the exposure therapy. I allow for you to work your way up from small events, from taking yourself back to that moment to the point of you actually touching the lizard. So we will continue to work on this progress as we continue on with our sessions. You have any other questions?
No, man.
Okay.